Monster Truck fans, welcome to the first independent monster truck show on the channel in 2025 as we are here in Bristol, Tennessee at Bristol Motor Speedway for Overdrive Monster Trucks, one of the most highly anticipated monster truck shows we have in all of 2025. It is a 12 truck field. This field is stacked. They're driving on the infield at Bristol Motor Speedway. It is going to be an incredible show. You can see a bit of the track in the background. It's one of the biggest floors these drivers will ever drive on. Let's meet who will be competing here today. We've got John Gordon in bad company, former Monster Jam driver, ready to tear it up. I don't know if he's even driven yet this year. Darren Basil is in Blockhead, a man who's been pretty impressive the last couple of seasons. Jared Smith, Cyber Attack. He's come a long way since starting to pilot this truck. David Olfert makes his return behind the wheel of a monster truck for the first time in a year. He is driving Dozer. Trip Jones will be driving Smashosaurus. That man is an up-and-coming star. We've got Mike Christensen in Vendetta, who's taking the week off from his tour to be out here. We've got Brandon Darrow, a longtime monster truck driver, driving Bad News Travels Fast. Elliot Miller's driving Colossus, one of the best independent drivers in the circuit. Jerry Beck driving the legendary dirt crew he's been driving a very long time. I'm going to have to pause here because I thought I had a little bit more time. We've got Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. He's in this very first race. He's coming off of his tour ready to drive. We've got Tim Jones and Tailgater, one of the most ballsy independent drivers in the sport. And Cliff Vowell in the Virginia Giant, one of the most legendary names in monster trucks. We've got quite the incredible day. We've also got Matt Isbell, who is announcing this show after his first monster truck show announcing of the year. We've got a very unique track, kind of styling a little bit after Monster Jam with some berms out there. It looks like a Monster Jam track. They're trying to make it like Monster Jam here today, and it's going to be a wild night of racing and monster truck in action. Dalton Winder in Jurassic Attack is taking on Jared Smith in Cyber Attack. Because this is a different kind of layout for this track, it's one of those tracks that you're not going to know who is in the lead until they come to the very end, because they have a very different track on both sides. It's one of those that it just kind of, you've got to come around and meet in the middle. And it looks like that's the end of the race, and it looks like Dalton Widener was just taken out. Jared Smith with a big win in round number one. Now we get our first look at John Gordon this year in the Bad Company truck. He is taking on the Smashosaurus, which is being piloted today by Trip Jones, the brother of Tim Jones. And he has got himself a bit of a lead right now. The problem we're seeing on this track, it is all concrete aside from the ramps. So that's going to lead to a really slick surface out there. We're seeing a lot of drivers so far. The first four drivers have all struggled to get any sort of traction on this track. Smashosaurus in that final turn really having a problem. This is that final straightaway, but he picks up the little bit of ground he needs. Smashosaurus wins the race. That is a win for Trip Jones. So the two top Monster Jam drivers that we're used to seeing winning are losing here today. Tim Jones and Tailgater will now take on Brandon Darrow in the Bad News Travels Fast. Again, all of these corners are so vital. The berm is a little bit shorter than we're used to seeing some berms in monster trucks. Actually, it looks like the tracks are exactly the same. I think in that first race, whoever that was in that first race just made a mistake. I don't know. It looks, now that I'm watching it, it looks like it is the exact same track on both sides. I think it's just that first race really threw me off. So no, it is the same. But Brandon Darrow right now handling this concrete track very well. A man who's driven in concrete conditions many times before. Might be a sleeper to win racing here today. That would be a bit of a shock. It's a bit of an upset there as Tim Jones goes down in round number one. We get to see Darren Basil and Blockhead taking on Elliot Miller and Colossus, and Elliot Miller was asleep at the line, didn't even realize that his opponent was driving until he was already over the ramp in front of him, and now Elliot Miller's just driving on top of the tabletop. Colossus cannot figure out how to drive here today, so Darren Basil can just ease his way through the track because he has been handed a pretty big advantage. But the problem is you can't go too slow on the concrete because you'll have what happened right there to Darren Basil. If you go too slow, you're going to have no traction. You're just going to spin out in the turn. So that gave Colossus a bit of a chance to catch back up. They head into this final turn. Darren Basil trying to keep it slow and steady. And if he does that, he will win the race. Blockhead is your winner in round number one. A good race there for Darren Basil. Colossus has got to get his heads out of the clouds. Elliot Miller still going to need to pick it up the rest of the day. Love hearing Matt Isbell's name. Good old voice, good old Matty Ice. We've now got Virginia Giant. That's Cliff Vowell going up against Jerry Beck in the Dirt Crew. Jerry Beck, a longtime driver. I have never heard of Cliff Vowell before today, and he's driving quite the legendary truck. Virginia Giant has been around for a very long time. It's also rocking the old school body, giving a throwback to the Leafer look there. Jerry Beck going to try and pull away here again. We are seeing so many drivers not know how to handle the concrete conditions. And we've got our closest race of the day right now. Virginia Giant has a bit of a problem. The landing's going to flip him right over. So Cliff Vowell has flipped it over in racing, and Dirt Crew, who is not having a smooth pass whatsoever, is going to advance to the next round. Jerry Beck gets a bit of luck on his side thanks to a mistake from the Virginia Giant truck. They'll flip that puppy right over. Got some work to do on that machine before he can compete in the next competition. Now Mike Christensen in Vendetta takes on his former employee, David Olford, in the Dozer. Now this is as ironic of a race as it gets. David Olford left Team Throttle Monster, didn't want to drive for Team Throttle Monster and Monster Jam anymore. Well, now he's taken on his former boss for a new team this year, driving as a part of the Dirt Crew Motorsports team. So he's currently losing as well. It's his first time driving this truck. Mike Christensen's been driving this truck all season long, week after week. This man might be a threat to win racing today, and I'm sure that feels good as Mike Christensen wins the race against David Olford. You know, Too Tall would have loved to pick up a victory there in the Dozer truck, but it was all Vendetta in that race. So it looks like we are ready to move on to round number 2. John Gordon and Bad Company taking on Jerry Beck now. So John Gordon did advance. It looks like they might have given a penalty to whoever his opponent was in round 1. I totally forgot, but I remember in that race I said that it looked like they were driving on the wrong side of the track. Whoever his opponent was totally didn't go up the berm. They just cut that inner loop. So it looks like they got a disqualification. It's not really helping right now, though, because John Gordon is falling behind, but Jerry Beck forgot how to drive, and so John Gordon is now back in the lead and is going to have an easy win as long as he can finish the race. Jerry Beck's just out here understeering every turn. Not easy to drive on concrete, and it is showing today. These drivers are so used to driving on dirt. Concrete is a totally different animal. Jerry Beck just quit. Jerry Beck left the race. He just timed out. So John Gordon will move on into the next round. We've got Blockhead Darren Basil getting a bye run here. So his opponent not making it to the line. Either that or, well, we've got a 12-truck competition here today. Regardless of what it is, Darren Basil, who had a pretty smooth race in round number 1, gets a chance to feel out this track a little bit more. I love getting to do shows like this. I'm going to try and do more of them throughout the summer. I love all these independent shows, and I love that they're getting a lot of attention. I'm probably going to cover independent shows more than I just do throwback commentaries this year because I really don't enjoy the commentaries from past years as much as just watching these independent shows. So Elliot Miller in Colossus has made his way back into this round as he takes on Jared Smith in Cyber Attack. Elliot Miller was freestyling around number 1. Well, he's made it back into this round somehow. Maybe his opponent couldn't make it back to the line, but he was taken down pretty handedly in the first round here, but he still doesn't look much more comfortable. He's just flying all over the place, and Jared Smith, keeping it tight, has himself a big lead. Elliot Miller is really a good freestyler. He's a good driver in general. He might have a chance to make up some ground in the final turn. Jared Smith going a little slow, but he's going to figure it out. As all that burnt rubber coming off of Colossus is not going to give him enough speed to win it. The closest race of the day, though, it will go the way of Cyber Attack. And Colossus, once again, trying to freestyle. We got another bye run here. It's Smashosaurus. This is Trip Jones. Looks like he's driving one of the old tailgater bodies. Probably all this is. Just one of the old, not used tailgaters with a new wrap on it. And well, he's going to have himself an easy pass into the next round as long as he doesn't flip it over here, which on this track, pretty easy not to do because usually the times you see drivers flip over is if they get caught up in a turn. Well, there's no way to do that here. There's no dirt to get caught up in. In fact, it's the complete opposite. See if Trip Jones can go further after this race after a nice bye run. This track, it's really important to get a chance to really feel it out, and I think Trip Jones just did a really good job of that.
competition. Let's go.
Now we've got Mike Christensen and Vendetta taking on John Gordon and Bad Company. This should be a pretty good race as we move on into the next round, it looks like. John Gordon going way too hard onto that berm, and he is on top of the ramp, and that's going to give Mike Christensen a giant lead. Mike Christensen's been driving on a track like this all year long, so you've got to feel like he has an advantage regardless, and John Gordon does not, and it's kind of showing here. Mike Christensen's handling it like a champ. John Gordon's just drifting out here. So coming around that final corner, Mike Christensen's barely even driving. He knows he doesn't have to do very much. He's got an easy win. And John Gordon not looking very good. Not a smooth night for John Gordon, that's for sure. Alright, we continue along now. David Olfert and Dozer has come back after losing his first race of the day. He's taking on Darren Basil and Blockhead, so I have no idea how this bracket is set up here. I find it really funny how they made that berm way too short. I don't know why that was. Dozer's got a problem. He is shut down. So Blockhead's going to essentially have back-to-back bye runs here today. Not what David Olfert wanted to have happen. I'm sure he loved a chance at getting redemption here, but did not get the opportunity to finish his race. The truck shut down just after the berm. So Blockhead is going to advance into the next round here. This is his third race win of the day. He's looked pretty good so far. Alright, next race we've got Jared Smith and Cyber Attack taking on Brandon Darrow in the Bad News Travels Fast. I love that we've got the starting line guy who just sends him to go green and then runs away. It's such a throwback monster truck thing. This is a nice, cool event. I love it. This is the kind of track Monster Jam should be running, but they don't have the floor size to do this. Well, there's no reason why Monster Jam can't do a show here. Brandon Darrow's got himself a huge lead right now. I mentioned it in his first race of the day that I thought he would be a sneaky competitor because he is used to driving on concrete. He's driven on concrete so many times in his career, doing all those arena shows for Monster Jam, and he's now got a win in this race. Jared Smith does not have that sort of history. He gets knocked out in the Cyber Attack truck, the truck that's based off of a Cybertruck. Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack will now take on Trip Jones in Smashosaurus. Dalton Widener got knocked out in his first race of the day. Don't know how he is coming back here. Is this a loser's bracket? This might be a double elimination. But Trip Jones, I know, just had a bye run in his last race, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm just enjoying watching monster trucks as I usually do. I mean, that's really all I could say. I'm here to enjoy the show. These landings are going to be pretty aggressive when we come down to freestyle because of how little dirt there is. I mean, you're just going to be seeing drivers jumping around with no landing. So Jurassic Attack won the Battle of the Dinosaurs there. Smashosaurus is taken out. So we've got Mike Christensen and Vendetta taking on Darren Basil and Blockhead here. I have no idea where we're at in the bracket, but I know these two have won every race today that they've been in. So I don't think this is the finals. At least it shouldn't be. But if it is, we're here for it anyway. Both of them taking it slow and steady. It's worked for them all day long. Darren Basil's pulling away, but Mike Christensen's been really good in the final turn, whereas Darren Basil has not. Darren Basil's been pretty good, but look, he goes so wide there. Mike Christensen capitalizes, and Mike Christensen's going to cross the line first with a win. Just as I was saying, Darren Basil's not figured out that final turn. Mike Christensen has, and he seizes the day and will win. So now it looks like we're firmly in the semifinals. I think that last race was semifinals round number 1. It's Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack now taking on Brandon Darrow in Bad News Travels Fast. So Dalton Widener, the driver of Jurassic Attack, has a chance to take on his boss, as he has done quite a few times this year on their tour. But he's going to have to take down Brandon Darrow. I said Brandon Darrow was a sneaky competitor here today, but he spun out in that first corner, so that's going to cost him any chance at winning. So Dalton, who did not have a good first race of the day, is going to move on into the finals. We're going to have an all-team Throttle Monster Jam battle in the final round, which is not entirely a surprise. Those guys are driven more than anyone else has out here on this entire event. I mean, they've been driving every week for the last 5 months, whereas most of these guys probably haven't. So it's the final round. Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack, a man who is from Tennessee. It's a hometown show for him, driving here in Bristol. It's Jurassic Attack, and his opponent is his boss, a man who's been riding with him all year long on tour for Monster Jam. It's Mike Christensen and Vendetta. This is going to be a really good matchup. And I gotta say, I'm giving Mike Christensen the edge here. He has looked the best out of anybody on this track, and I said that in round number 1 that I thought he had the best advantage. But Dalton Winder is easily the best racer out of all these guys, but he is not handling this track well. But as every race goes on, I'm sure he's learning more. We can already see him pulling out to an early lead, but we have not gotten into those difficult corners that Mike Christensen has handled really well. Mike Christensen's fallen pretty far behind right now, though Dalton Winder has just figured it out. But don't look now, but Dalton Winder's been having wheel problems all year. I thought he might have just broken a wheel off, but he didn't. And Dalton Winder, who so many times this year is going to cross the line as a racing winner. He has been incredible all season in this competition, and even in independent shows, he is able to pull out a win. It wasn't a pretty one from the start, but he was able to figure out a way to win this competition today in Bristol, Tennessee. The hometown kid taking down his boss. I'm sure Dalton Winder's feeling great in that Jurassic Attack truck right now. Let's move along to the next competition of the day. Let's find where that is. I found it. I hope I didn't skip too far ahead. I didn't. All right, great. So we're here in the next competition of the day. Don't know what it is. The driver, Jared Smith. The truck, Cyber Attack. That's all I know. I have no idea what we're doing. I will figure it out once he starts driving. Well, he's going for big air, so that's nice. It might be freestyle time. I have no idea. I mean, it would make sense, but I could be wrong. I think it is freestyle. Based off of that, I mean, it's been 2 jumps. I mean, we all know some of the best trick competitions for independent shows will be 3 hits, but the rate he's going, it looks like we've got a freestyle going right now. And I'm going to officially say we are freestyling here in Bristol, Tennessee. We've got 12 trucks. And a 12-truck freestyle on this track is either going to be really weird or really good. I think no matter what, it's going to be interesting. The question is how well these guys are going to handle it. Now, Jared Smith is not one of those guys who has not driven much this year. He's been driving, I believe, it's been on Toughest Monster Trucks. I've seen a lot of Toughest Monster Truck posts with Cyber Attack on it. And Jared Smith has been driving on that tour all year. So he's another guy who has been able to drive. It's not his first show or anything. This guy's been competing a lot over the last couple of months, but I feel like Jared Smith is going to be at a bit of a disadvantage having to come out first because you don't know how any of these ramps are going to hit. The only things you know that are going to go a certain way are the ramps you hit in racing, so you really aren't too sure how this track's going to handle. But the good thing is he is doing a pretty good job. I mean, he's coming out here and showing us how freestyle is going to work here today in Bristol, Tennessee. We've got 11 more competitors after him. He's probably got about 2 minutes total. It's a nice big floor. He jumps right over the bus, caves the top of the bus in. And that's the beauty of this track, but there's also a curse of this track. The beauty of it, you got so much room to play around with, but the curse of it is there's sometimes too much room to play around with if you can't get yourself kind of locked in. I talked about it when Monster Jam went to Atlanta Motor Speedway this year. With a floor that big, you have to find a rhythm. You can't plan out your runs. Got a nice little burnt rubber donut. Love those. Big fan of burnt rubber over here. Also, I have to take a moment after this run is over, but I will do that in a second. So Jared Smith is done. I don't know if we're going to be seeing the score he gets, so I'm going to wait and see. We do. He gets a 22, so Jared Smith is in first place. Should I give my score? I think I will. I would have given that a 6.9. A nice way to start off freestyle. Here's Brandon Darrow in Bad News Travels Fast. So I got to take a minute right now. Give a shout out to my man Adrian Gravedigger. Adrian made me this incredible drawing of my logo. Hand-drawn and hand-painted. None of this is printed. Hand-painted. I mean, look at all those straight lines there. I couldn't do that. And he did it in the new Diamondbacks colors. They have a new uniform that they came out with, and it's these colors. It's purple and teal, and they are beautiful uniforms, and I worked for the Diamondbacks, for those of you who didn't know. And he gave this to me at the Diamondbacks game yesterday. Man, is this not the coolest thing ever? I've got it hanging up right here behind the computer. I wish I had a way that I could put it up behind me, but I really don't have any place for that to happen. So we've just got to kind of settle with it being behind the screen. But shout out to you, Adrian. That was awesome. I love getting stuff like that. I've had a couple fans of mine throughout the years make me things, and it's always the coolest thing ever. I like that is like, that is the best part of doing YouTube, is the interaction with the fans. Not only do I love what I do, but you guys make it so much better and so much cooler. So I'm greatly appreciative of that. Very appreciative of Adrian. That was super cool. It's his birthday on the day of recording, by the way. I recorded this on Adrian's birthday, which was Monday, May 12th. Which is also a nice little reminder, if you're not a member of the channel, it's just $2 a month. What do you get with that? Well, becoming a member of my YouTube channel, you get early access to every single commentary. By early access, I mean I record these days in advance before they premiere, and then I upload them to YouTube for the members to see. I'm uploading this Monday, May 12th. Most of you are not seeing this until either Friday the 16th or Saturday the 17th. I've not decided yet when I want to post it, but you could have watched this on Monday if you became a member. Just $2 a month. Every single commentary that I post, every single video that I post. There's going to be videos posted throughout the year, not just commentaries. I've got a ton of content ready for you guys. And if you want to see it early, you can, just $2 a month. So I highly recommend it. Also, a little note for the members here. I'll do that in the next freestyle run. I don't have enough time to wrap up this freestyle. This has been an okay run. I mean, I really haven't been paying much attention to it, but he kind of wasted a lot of time by going off the end of the track. He's just driving around right now, though. Going back over the bus stack. That's kind of the thing with some of these early freestylers. They don't have that pace. They don't have the momentum. I'm very excited to get to the back end of those guys who are really, really good. So Brandon Darrow's going to give us a nice little wave to the crowd. That was okay. I gave him a 6.8. Wouldn't put him in first. Ooh, yeah. Listen to that. Oh, he's going to do a donut in front of us. I like that. Love that. That was cool. He does get second. That is exactly what I was going to give him. Here comes the man, Trip Jones, in the Smashosaurus, a very pretty monster truck, the brother of Tim Jones. The Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses, never an easy thing to do. So we'll see if Trip can put on a good freestyle here. So just a note for the members. My commentary next week from the series championship events will likely be posted on either Sunday night or Monday. It'll be posted Sunday night. But the actual commentaries to the public are going to be posted on Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm trying to get those shows out as early as possible because I know people want to see them and I want people to see my reaction to them. I'm going to try and keep myself totally blind to the shows that are going on Saturday. I'm going to do my best to avoid looking at anything. So if you're watching this video, please don't spoil who the champions are. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to try and do that totally blind without knowing who wins the series. They're both very important events that I really want to know how they go down, and I want to get a perfect reaction to it when I find out who wins what. So we'll see how that ends up going down. But for the members, next week will be the only week where you're not really getting early access. I just want to get those shows out there, but I wanted to let you know about that. So let's get back to the action. I spent a lot of time talking about memberships and BS. Here we are with Smashosaurus. This is Trip Jones, and this guy has been off to a really good start. The pace has been a little bit more elevated than the first two drivers, and that's really kind of what I was expecting. He is the brother of arguably the wildest independent driver in the sport. And this is kind of like a little baby brother run to what we see out of Tim Jones. I'm excited to see Tim Jones come out a little bit later because that man is absolutely wild, and this dude is driving similarly to him, but not quite at the same level. Little popper attempt there. I love seeing stuff like that. Fans are enjoying it too. I'm sure there were a lot of fans that came out to this show. I mean, this is a really big event, especially Bristol, Tennessee. Tennessee does not get that many Monster Jam shows, and after Nashville Nashville 2 years ago, what in the world? His shock tower's like sticking out in the back left. You see that? That one shock back here? Let me highlight it. Look at that. That thing's like hanging off. Yeah, you see that? What's going on there? If this was Monster Jam, he'd be shut off. But guess what? We have fun in independent shows. I'm not worried about none of that silly stuff that's not going to impact anybody. Especially he's all the damn way out there. If that thing breaks off, it's not going to hurt anybody. And look, it's not impacting the truck at all. He's just going out there having fun. All that rubber. Oh, man, that is so cool. It's been a good run overall. The best we've had so far today. I want to see him end with a nice, cool moment. There is a backflip ramp out there. I don't know who will be the first to do it. I don't think Trip Jones will be, but he's going to pull up on us, say hello. Nice run out of Trip Jones. I'll give him a 7.35. Ooh, that's got to hurt the ears. I know damn well it does. Those zoomies are very loud when you're right next to them, and these things have a lot of horsepower. Third? Who the hell's scoring this? That was the best run of the day. What are you watching, bro? I need a word with whoever the judge is. Here comes Elliott Miller in Colossus. Now, Elliott Miller had himself a very weird day of racing. He lost 2 races today and looked pretty weird in both of them. But this man is known for his freestyling prowess. I love watching this guy drive. Oh, the speed he carries. You've got so much room to just floor it on this track. Why not? No reason not to go out there and go crazy. Big air over the bus stack. Got to see, I think I only did one show with Elliott Miller in it last year. I did one of the All-Star Monster Truck Tour shows, and today we're doing Overdrive Motors Monster Trucks, sorry. Never heard of Overdrive Monster Trucks, but I'll tell you what, they're ready to put on a damn good show. I mean, this is great. Give me more of this. Oh, big fan. I love keeping up with big independent shows. You'll see them all over Instagram when they happen. And a good week, this is a good week for it because there were no stadium events for Monster Jam, so we got to get 2 Monster Jam drivers out here. Nice sky wheelie, big air over the bus stack. That was the best air of the day. That was the best move of the day. Now, the only problem we have is that Trip Jones went out and put down the best freestyle and is in 3rd, so he only got a 17 somehow. Looks like he wants to go back and try this popper again. He failed it already once. Making sure he's lined up nicely for it, but he's wasting a lot of time to do this. Thankfully, he pulls it off pretty well here. You don't want to waste time and then not execute your move. Now what's he doing? What is he doing? Is he going to try it again? Okay. Bold choice out of Elliott Miller. Thankfully, he did it a little bit better this time, because that would have been a waste of time had he not. There you go. That's a good one. Elliott saying, hey, that was good, but I can do better. And that was a pretty solid move altogether. I would love to see Elliott Miller drive in Monster Jam. He would be a really good driver, but I doubt that'll ever happen. Throwback to back in the day when good independent drivers would get a chance to be in the pit party at Monster Jam. I'm sure Elliott Miller would have been one of the guys there. We don't do that anymore, though, which kind of sucks. That was just the coolest thing. You would see trucks at the World Finals in Vegas that have never driven to Monster Jam ever. Solid donut. He is burning it down with that. That is a cyclone. Nice work out of Colossus. Elliott Miller putting on a good freestyle. Now, this is definitely the best run of the day. I don't care what anyone says. He's also not going for a backflip yet. I'm sure Elliott can. I just don't think he wants to tonight. That was smooth on the landing. That down ramp was perfect. And he is going to end it there. I'll give that an 8. It was a good freestyle. Very, very good freestyle. Watch out for that wall there, Elliott. Your brakes are on fire. There's Matt Isbell down there. We saw his head pop up. Matty Ice. Hey, Matt. There he is. There's Matt Isbell. Hey, Matt. Cool to see Matty Ice getting to do one of these shows. Matt Isbell's just a monster truck fan, man. He doesn't care where he's announcing shows. He just wants to announce them. And this is a really cool show to do. Hell of a donut. Hell of a run. That was a good job. He gets a 30. Way to go, Elliott Miller. Oh, guess who it is? It's David Olfert. Dozer. First jump of David Olfert's Dozer career is underway. David has tested this truck a couple times at the test shop for the Dirt Crew team. And now he's getting a chance to drive for them. And I'm excited exceeded. I'm excited to see how David will do. Obviously, he has not driven in competition in a little less than a year, so it's been a while. Such a cool looking truck as well. Just a neat look for this Dozer truck. I don't get to see it all that often. Also, shout out to Dozer, who was Scotty Miller's dog on Arena Championship Series West. Scotty Miller, a FMX driver. He got a dog while we were out on tour and named it Dozer. It's the cutest thing ever. He became our tour mascot. So Dozer now the monster truck. Got a little bit caught up there. Dave Lofer trying to put down a good freestyle. It's going to be tough. I mean, it was really good freestyle out of Elliott Miller. Whether they've got all those buses down there, like, what are they there for? Just a bunch of white buses. Maybe they just ran out of... Maybe they just were going to use them and didn't. I don't know. Because obviously there are buses on this track. I just don't know what all the extras are for. Maybe they ordered too many. Maybe they're using them as wall protection. Maybe that's the dumpsters. Instead of having dumpsters, they got buses. Not a bad idea. It's probably cheaper than renting a dumpster than to get a crushed-out bus. Or, I said that back. It's probably cheaper to get a crushed-out bus or a bus that's not being used than to get a dumpster. Is that the end of the run for David Olford? That was okay. Nothing special. Trying to get up here and say hello to the fans with Boot Scoot Boogie playing in the background. I would probably put that about a 7. I didn't love that run very much, but I love David Olford, so... Hey, Tucon. Yeah, hi, David. Good to see you. The truck toodles, I want to see you. Yeah. Come on, Too Tall. Yeah, there he is. Woo! David Olford. Love you, Too Tall. Wow, he got second place. I'm sure he'll take that. Monster Jam hat in the picture. That's funny. Here's Mike Christensen and Vendetta. I mean, I'm sure they don't really care that much. Monster Jam cares a lot about that stuff. They don't want anything that's off-brand, but, I mean, independents don't really care. Just go out there and have fun, man. They don't have that highfalutenness about them. Mike Christensen's had a pretty good day, made it to the final round of racing. I'd like to see him put on a good freestyle, too. We're about halfway done with the freestyle competition here today. The great thing with the independent shows now, because I have a face cam, is that I can just chill and I don't have to commentate on the entire thing. I can just watch. Which I've kind of forgotten a little bit. It's not like Monster Jam where I have to worry about copyright. I obviously don't want to copyright the owner of the video. Shout out to the guy who posted this. That was very cool that I have a video to use. But I also know that I can sit back and relax. Oh, he's got a problem. He broke an axle in that front left. Actually, he might have broken his planetary. Some sparks coming out of the front left, and I don't think he wants to break that truck any further. So at the halfway point, unfortunately, he is done. The Colossus is your current leader. Dirt Crew coming up next. The Decade of Dirt. Looks like it's the 10th anniversary of the Dirt Crew truck. That's pretty neat. Jerry Beck, the driver. This team used to have Quad Chaos as well, but then they sold the truck to Triple B Motorsports. So Dirt Crew is now just on its own with Dozer. Instead, they're a part of the Dirt Crew. You got the dump truck and you got the loader. Big fan. Jerry Beck, a pretty good freestyler, but this track has proven to be pretty difficult for some of these guys. Usually we get to see Jerry Beck drive in the Miami, Oklahoma show every summer. I plan on doing a commentary of that as well when that comes around in July. I believe that's probably going to be the week or two after the World Finals. Always a pretty legendary show. Bristol, Tennessee, if I was paying attention right to the Instagram post, has not hosted a monster truck show in a very long time. So this is a pretty big event. It's the return of monster trucks to this venue. Bristol Bristol Motor Speedway obviously hosts NASCAR racing. Not that I know very much about it either. I'm not a NASCAR guy. But it looks like it says up on the wall it's for the Cup Series, so my limited knowledge of NASCAR was able to give me that tidbit. This track is unfortunately kind of playing out the way I thought it would. It's not a great track for an independent show for freestyle because these guys aren't driving like Ryan Anderson out there to go and just go ballistic. They're just going out there to drive, you know, nothing against them, but these guys aren't Adam Anderson or Tristan England, so we're not going to get to see guys go insane. And on top of that, it's also a concrete floor. Nice sky wheelie. Nobody's going to go out there and just bonsai it onto a concrete floor. That's going to hurt like hell. You want to get back pain the rest of your life? Flip it over on this floor. Virginia Giant, I'm sure, is not freestyling because of his crash and racing. And I'm sure that had to hurt. Had a pretty good run out of the Dirt Crew. I feel like he could go a little bit bigger in order to take down Colossus, but I feel like he's doing good enough. Also love doing independent commentaries because you get to listen to the sound of independent monster trucks. Those zoomies just sound so great. Beauty of a donut, burning up rubber, calling it quits right there. Good freestyle, push to the judges. I don't really care who takes the lead. I liked Elliott Miller's run a little bit better. Jerry Beck squeezing his way out of the hood there, or not the hood, the windshield. He does get second place. I agree with that. I was going to give a bit of an edge to Colossus, but he ended up holding the lead. Here comes Blockhead. This is Darren Basil, longtime monster truck driver, and that beautiful Lego-inspired monster truck. That's the cool thing with monster trucks the last couple of years. We have seen such a variety in diversity from truck designs, and this is one of them. Making a truck that looks like Legos. Big sky wheelie on top of the bus. Darren Basil's driven a lot of monster trucks. Back in the day, he drove the El Matador truck, one of my favorite monster trucks of all time. And he's actually found a home here with the Blockhead truck. He had been jumping around from truck to truck for a couple of years. He's been RII. Did he pop a tire? I think he did.
He's been shut down.
He popped that front left. And that's the one thing with independent trucks that sometimes you got to worry about venue restrictions. Here's Tim Jones and the Tailgater, and a popped tire on this surface. I can understand them not wanting that because a popped tire will rip up that entire area, and we don't want that. We don't want to be ripping up the parking lot or the infield of Bristol Motor Speedway. That's not a good idea. So Tim Jones and Tailgater will get a chance to come out now, and this is a run I'm excited to see. Tim Jones is a madman. Loves to go big. He's backing up as far as he can to get some nice air with a long run up. He's going to get a huge jump to start off his run. I've done a lot of commentaries of Tim Jones throughout the last couple of years, but none of them have really been prime Tim Jones, peak Tim Jones, I should say. I feel like he's had a lot of great freestyles that I've not gotten to commentate over or have not commentated over. This man, I always talk about how wild he is and how big he's willing to go, and I feel like we just never get to see it here on the channel. I don't know if it's maybe a Who's Ready for Monster Jam curse, but hopefully today he will be able to provide it. Heading back over to the center of the track. Now, we have still not seen a backflip. Tim Jones is a man who loves to backflip in independent shows. I would not be shocked if he goes for it. Having a pretty good run so far, but does look like he's holding back. That could be indicative of him going for a backflip. Huge air off that bus. That might have been the biggest air of the day. tailgater truck's been around a long time. It's been probably over a decade of tailgating. Lost a little power on that landing. It was a very hard landing. It looks like he might have disrupted some of the electronics there. That'll happen, especially with hard landings. I mean, these trucks have so many things that are keeping them on, between the batteries and other things. I mean, all it takes is one thing unplugging, and that'll turn your truck off. Or one thing rattling a little loose. Tailgater not having the best run so far today. It's been good. He's had a couple nice jumps. I like the run altogether, but I don't believe I would put it ahead of what Elliott Miller did in that Colossus truck. I did like his run a wee bit better. Does look like Tailgater might be lining up for that backflip ramp right now, heading down that straight pad, going for the backflip. Oh my, he's short on it, but he lands it. Hold it together. Tim Jones in the Tailgater pulls off a backflip in Bristol. Thought he was going to do it. He did, in fact, do it. Got nice air afterwards, so that would poise him to take a lead here today. Nice air the long way on that racing ramp. The beautiful white to purple Tailgater. This thing is a pretty machine, and Tim Jones drives it really damn well. He's had a good freestyle today. Going to burn some rubber with those beautiful tires, smoking it up in the middle of the track. A nice donut to end off the run. I'd give him an 8.7 for that. Good freestyle from Tim Jones and the Tailgater. We'll see what the judges end up giving him. Is he not done yet? Oh, he's not done yet. Tim Jones tricked me. Made me think he was done. This is a good Tim Jones freestyle. Still not the wildness I'm used to out of Tim Jones, but that was one of the better runs we've gotten out of him here on the channel. So, big fan of that. That's a good freestyle, a good showing out of Tailgater today. Get your hands together for Timmy Jones. Gonna do a donut right in front of Matt Isbell, burning that rubber. Watch out. Don't want to run into the wall. Oh, that's right. I forgot baseball's got a show here. Major League Baseball's got a game between the Braves and the Reds in this building later this year. I'm going to have to watch that when that takes place. That's going to be neat. I don't know the exact date for that, but pretty cool. So good run. Let's see what the judges gave him. This better be the leader. I'm going to be pissed off if it ain't. Yeah, 36. As it should be. Here's bad company, John Gordon. He's going to come and give us a little wave. Nice. Good little burst pass. Big fan of a burst. Rev that motor. Get the fans all excited for your freestyle. I'm surprised John Gordon's not running zoomies again now that he doesn't have to drive in Monster Jam. He did take the muffler off the end of it, though. What's he going to try here? John, what are you doing? That's the backflip ramp, John. You're going backwards to it. Is John Gordon going to try? No, he's probably just going to try Tombstone. Okay. I was very intrigued as to what he was going to do there, but I like it. Nice work out of John Gordon. It's the best time to do it is to start off your time. John Gordon showing he could still play with the big boys. Came a little close to kissing that bus, but did not. Now going big. I miss seeing John Gordon drive. He did not want to drive the Monster Jam this year, so he stepped away. And I feel like John Gordon is going to drive a little chip on his shoulder here today. I mean, he wants to prove to some of these fans of monster trucks that he's still got it. He's still one of the best drivers out there. Certainly a very good competitor and always was good in Monster Jam and always showed up in those independent events and does very well as well. I think there's only one other driver after John Gordon, and that should be Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. So John Gordon getting himself out late in the pack, which he deserves. He's earned that throughout his career. I remember watching John Gordon's first ever Monster Jam show in the Bad Company truck when he drove it in Syracuse, New York, after he had been driving Scooby-Doo all year as a member of Jim Kohler's team. That was 2018. That was a very cool event, that Syracuse show that year. John Gordon's having a good freestyle right now. The problem is he's going to have to go a little bit bigger unless he does a backflip. If he does a backflip, he's right on par to be able to take a lead. This track does not really favor John Gordon's driving style, though. John Gordon loves to go big, but I feel like this track is not gonna... I mean, it's hard to want to commit so huge on jumps like this because of how hard of a landing it'll be on that concrete. Gotta plan those hits out a little bit more. A nice rubbery donut is in store for us. Oh, cool. Bit of a Dennis Anderson donut, the cross-track donut. Love those. Can't see him at all. Gotta watch out for that light pole, John. There's a light pole over there. We definitely can't afford to be hitting that. I'm gonna call it right there. That was a good run out of John Gordon. I'll give him an 8.2. Solid showing out of the Bad Company truck. Oh, he's going again. I lied. All right. What's he gonna try now? He's not lined up for the backflip, so you're going to try a popper? There's a log in that ramp, which I didn't see previously. Okay, well, that wasn't great, but it worked. It was a thing. Going to try another popper over here. That didn't work very well either, John. You're decreasing your score for me. Elliot Miller pulled those off, and you haven't. See if John can do something else at the end of the run or not. All right, he got second place. That's what I gave him. One freestyler left, and it is Dalton Widener, the hometown hero. Jurassic Attack. Getting a nice reprieve from Monster Jam to drive here at an independent show. Big fan of that. One racing today, going to try and double it down in Bristol Motor Speedway. That would be a pretty cool thing to do. This big show here in Bristol. I had no idea the show was even happening until like Thursday of last week. So when I found out that it was, I was pretty excited. I wanted to watch it. And we're getting to see it right here in 2025 on the Who's Ready for Monster Jam channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because I do commentaries of all kinds of monster truck shows, not just Monster Jam, not just independent stuff. Try and do all the full shows that I can out there, trying to provide all of you with monster trucking content. That's why you subscribe to my channel, isn't it? So got to give the fans what they want. Dalton Widener trying to give the fans what they want. He's kind of driving right now like he's got a backflip in mind. They also have to be careful because Dalton has been breaking off wheels left and right throughout this year. And obviously I try and separate Monster Jam from independent shows because they are pretty independent from each other. But it is important to note that Dalton's been breaking off wheels left and right in Monster Jam. And this floor is going to be a little bit more aggressive to land on. So I'm sure he's probably playing it a little bit safe. Is he going to cross thread? Heck yeah. No one's done that today. Just a big playground for this kid to drive on. Not been the best run so far, but again, I think he's playing it a little bit timid so that he can get a backflip later. We'll see if that is indeed the plan for Dalton. Nice slap wheelie, dragging the tailgate. We get some sparks. I love that. We have not seen that yet today. Sparks flying from the back of a tailgate. Carrying a lot of speed here. He has some time left. Still no backflip, though. Going to be hard for him to win if he doesn't do one. Tim Jones had a good freestyle with a backflip. Dalton has not exceeded that performance yet, in my eyes. The speed's been pretty good. Kind of caught in no man's land here, trying to do a donut, but he's a little close to that ramp. Thankfully, pushed him away. So that's good. A nice little burner of a donut. Is he going to call it there? That would be surprising. I thought for sure Dalton was going to try a backflip. Oh, wow. Interesting. I really thought Dalton was going to try a backflip here. I mean, he did not do enough to win, that's for sure. So we'll see if he can end up doing maybe a little bit more in this run, but I don't think so. Going to come by and wave to the fans. I love it. Good run at a Dalton Widener. I mean, I wouldn't put that in first. I would probably put that at an 8.2 just like John Gordon got. Yeah, he's coming out to say hi to the fans. Not a lot of room to do that there, Dalton. That eyeball is a little small, and he's just getting out altogether. All right, let's find out if Dalton won freestyle or not. I don't think he did, but we'll see. Yeah, third. Not a surprise. Fans don't love it, but that's okay. I had a good time today. Thought that was cool. I really enjoy doing independent shows like this. I want to try and do more of these throughout the rest of the year. I've got a lot of plans for commentaries and for other videos that I can make for you guys throughout the year. So I'm very excited for you guys to stick around. Make sure you subscribe to see all the content that'll be coming out. We also will have the end of the year for Monster Jam, the end of the regular season. We've got the 2 final stadium tours taking place this upcoming weekend. In fact, the weekend of this video being posted. So again, look out for that in the upcoming week. I'm going to be really quick to post those because I'm very excited for it. Thank you all for watching another commentary on the channel. I've been Who's Ready for Monster Jam. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you in the next one.